now we're running.
We're running.
You gotta get worked up good. You gotta take a couple seconds
Yeah,
to really get into it.
Yeah. Well,
Usually
get into it, might as well get into it.
I'll stare at it sometimes for a little bit. What the hell do I say now?
Yeah, there you go.
But anyway, we are back today. I had a pile of dull blades that needed to get sharpened, and fortunately I'm lucky enough to have a friend here who's being paid very well to say he's my friend today. He has a blade sharpener. This is a Woodmizer sharpener. It's an older one. I will get you the model number of this thing. We'll put it in the description below. Chances are you're not going to find them very easily because it's probably from the late 80s, early 90s. But as you will see coming up, it works very well. So what he's doing right now, he is just letting the blade get lubed up as it goes through. So this is my friend Kim.
Hey, folks.
Kim is a very happily retired man who's into all kinds of things. He's into beekeeping. He mills a lot of lumber, fixes tractors. I mean, breaks them down and actually fixes them. Machining, pretty much jack of all trades and pretty good at a lot of them. So, anyway, and he's got dogs too. But that's all right.
I heard the snow fall off the roof, so
they're dangerous animals. They're dangerous. But anyway, Kim's going to walk us through today on running this sharpener, some of the ins and outs of it, and we've got a pile of blades. I'm also going to do a little comparison. He has some good Woodmizer blades here that he uses because he has a Woodmizer. Very nice mill. But we've got a pile of Woodmizer blades. We're going to go through and we're going to compare them, measure them, and compare them to the Lennox blades that came with my Hudson. So I'll let Kim take it away and hope you guys enjoy the show.
how are we doing today, folks? Well, it was a pretty good introduction, Jim. Thanks, and I'm glad you got down here. We had a little winter weather today you had to tend with, traveling. How far is it? I know it's about 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
About 50 miles,
About
somewhere
50
in there.
miles, yeah. Yep. It's part of my old stomping ground of my old job, and Jim and I worked together for a long time. We've known each other. I wish we lived closer because we're both kind of into the same type of stuff. I think he pretty well covered it. I certainly am no expert in any one of the categories he mentioned. I consider myself jack of all trades, master of none. Old farm boy, so I've worked on tractors my whole life. It's one of my hobbies and probably my favorite. But I was just telling Jim, it's funny how I've got a tractor in here now I'm working on, and I'll tear one down and refurbish it from top to bottom, and usually it's a couple of years before I feel like doing another one. So that's when I usually jump to one of my other hobbies. The beekeeping, I just got into that. This will be my 4th year. So that's still quite new. That's a whole nother subject. But as far as the blade sharpening, I acquired this sharpener used. It was in really rough shape. It did function, but it was completely rusted. Tore it apart, sandblasted it, cleaned it all up, searched and found some bearings, and did get the bearings that were bad replaced. Machined a couple of parts myself. I've got a small lathe. I do a little bit of machining work, but nothing precision. And that's pretty much the history on it. We got her back together. Thank God for smartphones. I took a lot of pictures, and after it sat in the boxes apart, primed and ready for paint for about 2 years, I finally did get around to getting it back together.
Sounds just like me, doesn't he?
But anyway, yeah, we do a lot of things around here, but not very many of them get done fast.
Yeah, same.
Once in a while you run into one of those issues where you got to do something fast, but unless it has to be done quickly, we don't worry about it too much.
On a side note here, I'm trying to talk Kim into starting his own channel because he is into such really cool stuff that probably a lot of you folks would really like. You guys think Kim ought to start his own channel, throw it in the comments and I'll let him know. But be nice about it, you know. He's
that's all
he's
right.
a good guy.
You know Jim,
swear.
we
Yeah.
get along, so you can kind of pretty much guess what type of person I am. It's pretty much the same. We do a lot of busting
weirdo.
on each other.
He's
Yep,
a weirdo
pretty much.
himself.
Hey, it takes a weirdo to know a weirdo, so there you go.
He's a good teddy bear, though, I'll tell you that. He is a cuddler. So, all right, guys, we're going to get into this, and we'll see you on the other side of it all.
We'll see what we can teach you.
All right, so you're gonna run me through the setup.
Sure, I'll give you a quick how they get going. First thing we do, we got a master switch back here. That's going to turn the power transformer on and the coolant
right.
pump. So
Okay.
we want to make sure we know where this is pointing when we do this.
Here's looking at you, kid, right?
Yeah. Well, that gets that started. And then down here on the control box, underneath, we've got master stop and master start, which gives the power to the drive and the grinder. This is a switch that turns the grinder on and off, and this is the speed control. Normally when we get up and running, I'll start, if I don't know where I am, maybe at about 4. I don't like going much faster than about 5.5. It seems to be a nice smooth little cut. And then I'll talk about the distance of travel and the depth adjustments as we get to that point. First thing we want to do is we want to kind of manually, which I already did, make sure we're not going to hit the top of a tooth with our grinder when we fire it up. And the first time things get moving, we're not going to really dig into anything. So I've done that, made sure we're set high enough and we're not going to hit anything hard if we hit it. So the first step we'll do is hit the master start button. The feed won't go until I turn the speed up. And we're going to turn that up until we get moving. And then we want to kind of listen and make sure the stone doesn't sound like it's hitting anything. You'll hear it if it is. And it may be touching it, but it's not hitting it hard enough to hurt anything. So that means we can give the grinder the go. So we'll get that started. And once we get to that point, we'll bring the speed up about 5.5.
Nice and steady.
We give it a second to go 4 or 5 teeth just so it gets into its own little rhythm. Make sure we're outside the wheel here, inside the 2 guides for the blade. We should be all set. This is my kind of improvised little rubber scraper I put on to wipe some of the coolant off. And then we're going to start making some adjustments. The first one we're going to adjust is our feed, so we start cutting the face of the blade, the flat side. And we're going to go very slow and very careful, and we're going to let it do a few teeth. That's just about perfect. All we want to do is just touch those teeth. We don't want to take a lot of meat off of them.
Overheat that blade room, the temperate on it.
Yep.
Even with the coolant.
Yep.
Probably a lot better on your grinding stone too, I would imagine.
Well, yeah, and that stone's only going to take so much off. It's just so much easier. And actually, all you need to do is touch the faces and sharpen these teeth. The more you take off them, the sooner you're going to have to regrind the whole gullet and the whole tooth and reset the blade. So that's sounding pretty good. Now we're going to here's the depth adjustment. We're going to adjust that, but we're going to do it in really fine increments because it doesn't take much to make a big difference. You're going to hear it start tapping the face of the blade, or the back side of the tooth.
Now for those of you who are going to troll my buddy here for having reached behind there,
Well, we got gloves on.
if that blade was going the other way, you may have a
Right.
problem, but he's got pretty good clearance there. I know it looks a little closer in the camera, but it's not.
Run around, move her up. Do you need to do this? Probably not. I do. on a rusty blade like this, it'd be nice if you could clean them up. I'm sure everybody's going to say you should be cleaning your blades, and they're absolutely right. But
Well, if you didn't get some bows, I'll bring you up blades that sat outside.
you beat me to it. I was trying to figure out how to do it and keep it clean.
It's all good.
I guess I could have said like Mike Kroger did. If you didn't get some rat B bringing me rusty old blades, you wouldn't have the problem.
We're not all rusty, just most of them.
Yeah, I think that's it. I got one more bad one.
The other one's been
That's so many
inside.
bad, yeah.
Pretty smooth machine. Now, what did you have to do to this thing to...
When I bought it, it was all rusted. It worked, but everything was rusted. The motors, everything was rusted right to pieces. So I just took it all apart, sandblasted it, replaced the 2 bearings in the grinder pivot, replaced the bearing on the cam drive, and then painted it up and put it back together and crossed my fingers, and so far everything's worked great. Works as good as it did before, and hopefully a little better.
So after a couple passes with this, he's got all the rust off the tips. He didn't have to do much of the gullets. Come on, focus. But that's basically what he's looking for. You get a shine all the way around. I tell you, you can really feel the difference, because even on one that's is dull, you notice it when you're cutting. It'll feel good and sharp still when you go to grab it, but you definitely feel a difference with these. He does a damn fine job. Alright. You trust me to do this, huh?
What are you going to do, for worse than I would?
Could be. No. Get the coffee
Found
jitters.
out being yours are a little longer, the more you can shove down out of there, the better to start with. That's the hardest part. Now you gotta pick the yellow thing up with your pinky.
There we go.
Yeah, push that up too. I'll get her in your upper. There you go. And then when you get it in the groove, you just kind of push back and wiggle it. It'll drop down into the tree tight. There you go.
On your magnet.
Shove her down in, and then watch your blade. It doesn't sit right down on top of the tooth is all. Your stone. Set it down the gullet if you can. And then just make sure we're down inside, and outside. And then tighten your slant.
On your magnet.
Oh, there you go. What there is of it.
Yeah. So you got that
Just spin that tight.
just like that.
Yep.
Okay.
And then what we'll do is put the lube up on her. We'll run her around once it's clean some of this shit out. Loosen a lot of this stuff up too.
That's the grinder's
On the
on.
blade. Yep. Grinder can stay off. This you can turn down to low speed
Okay.
and then hit start because it won't do a thing until you bring this up now. That's at 0.
Okay.
Yep. And then turn this up and just listen to see if your stone's scratching on the teeth hard. If it is, we'll adjust it. If it's not scratching too bad, we'll let her go.
Here, there.
Yeah. It's on 2 bad. You speed her up. Sometimes it gets better, sometimes it gets a little harder. Let me back her up a little. I mean, the biggest thing we're looking for here is we just aren't cutting a groove in that stone.
Right.
You ain't gonna really do much to the teeth.
Right.
You're gonna sharpen them anyway. Alright, well, the first thing you do is you start out with the teeth facing you. And you can hook it on a log, you can hook it on, I just happen to have this tractor I'm working on here, so I hook it on the tire. You'll start bending in at the same time. You want to bring your hands in and twist the blade toward you. And that'll make your coil. And you want to get a hold of it good here. Bring your last loop up. And then just kind of carefully, loosely shake them and it'll fall right together for you. Then you'll take your wire. I use wire. Some guys use zip ties, but this seems to be about the easiest. Wrap it up and there you go, a nice neat little coil. Now, I don't like uncoiling them, so if you want to know how to uncoil them, Woodmizer has some really good training videos on their website. So if you want to see how to do this several ways by the guys who do it a lot, watch the Woodmizer videos. They're excellent.
Alright, I promised you guys that I would compare these blades. On this side, we have the Woodmizer blade. Now you look at them, you hold them up side by side. Really not much difference there. They're about the same width, all that good stuff. And I know it doesn't translate into the camera very well, but there's a huge difference in these two blades when you're holding them up side by side. This is a Lennox blade that comes with the Hudson sawmills. This is what they sell down there. And this is the Woodmizer. And I tell you what, this blade is a lot beefier than that Woodmizer blade, or the Lennox blade. Unreal. So measure this guy. This is 52 thousandths. I know when you're getting into thousandths, it does not seem like a lot, but it really is. Makes a big difference. We'll measure from the same side there, so you guys know that the test is the same. This blade right here is 44 thousandths. That is a huge difference. Now, does that translate into quality? To my way of thinking, something like that normally does. I mean, probably. And I tell you what, when you hold them up, I'll see if I can get you a shot here without getting totally out of focus. We'll just hold them up side by side and see if you can tell the difference in the thickness on these. Yeah, I can tell it. So the Woodmizer is going to be the layers on the outside, and the Lennox are going to be on the inside. That is quite a difference in thickness there. I think probably the next time I buy blades, I think I'm going to end up buying the Woodmizer. They're just a much beefier blade. And I've had real good luck with the Lennox ones, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with them. I mean, the price difference is about $10 a blade difference. And but the amount of times you can resharpen these, it's kind of worth paying a little bit more to have a better blade, in my way of thinking.
Both about the same depth.
You think Kim's going to notice if I swap all his blades out with my Lennox ones before I leave? I don't think he will. There's Santa Claus. Well, not quite Santa Claus yet. Good thing he's got a sense of humor, folks.
Yeah. Come summertime, this will probably be gone because it's nice in the winter, but it's a little too hot in the summer. That's for sure.
I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thought it'd be fun to take you along, show you how we're sharpening these, or actually how Kim sharpens them, because I sat here like a big steaming pile most of the day just watching him work. It's better that way, though. Less I have to do, much better.
That's true.
So, anyway, like I said, you guys got to let me know. I think he should have his own channel. He's got a lot of stuff going on here that's pretty cool, but he's being kind of shy about it, I guess. So we'll see if we can talk him into it.
I got so many things going on, I don't have time. But
that's what all retired guys say. Everyone I've ever met say
that's true,
they don't
though.
have time.
That's very true. I don't have anywhere near as much time as I used to.
I think he's full of it. That's just me. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
Take care, everybody.